Speaking of dead Star Wars, an actor who's in Star Wars and Marvel, Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal, as he's continuing his audition to get every role known to man in Hollywood, and it's working completely by going after J.K. Rowling. Pedro Pascal calls J.K. Rowling a heinous loser. He said heinous loser behavior, but heinous loser for latest transmission comments. I don't even know why I'm bothering. We've said rape like 1,000 times.
Yeah, well, the big difference here is that J.K. Rowling has fuck you money. So
yes, Last of Us, Fantastic Four, Mandor, and every other film known to man actor criticized the author on a post which encouraged a fan boycott of HBO's upcoming Harry Potter reboot. By the way, wasn't he just on an HBO show and then he just got 9-ironed out of it?
Yeah. Yes. So hang on, I saw a tweet talking about this, and this tweet perfectly sums up Pedro Pascal and leftist ideology. The tweet says, trans ideology is so funny because you will have a male feminist fighting against a woman, fighting for women's rights, while he believes he's fighting for women's rights when he's actually fighting for male privileges.
Oh,
that is so accurate.
It's so accurate.
Boom.
Yeah.
It's so accurate. It's so simple to put it in those terms because that's exactly what Pedro Pascal is doing right now. Fuck these people. Fuck Pedro Pascal. It's absolutely insane. J.K. Rowling is every fucking thing the left claims they want. A strong, powerful, successful woman who's a self-made billionaire, and they hate her guts because she disagrees with them on one fucking topic.
One thing.
Because she is a crazy leftist. I've said this 1,000 times. She is not on your side.
Nope.
J.K. Rowling is not your friend. She's not putting on the MAGA hat. She's not going to be like based and all. She's not. Yeah. She's a leftist psychopath that has one different opinion, and they hate her.
Pedro Pascal has a trans sibling. Isn't that what this is all about?
Yes, he has a brother.
Pedro's really mad that his fucking brother will never actually be his sister. That's what fucking Pedro's all pissy about.
I actually think it's worse that he went on the Thunderbolts red carpet with the T-shirt on that said "Protect Dolls," and that is attaching your political messaging to the marketing of a different movie that you're not even associated with. And so I think that's like the Rachel Zegler stuff all over
on the
again.
heels of the Rachel Zegler stuff. You're not wrong. He knows he's doing it, and he knows he can get away with it, like completely. What the hell?
Well, it's protected. I find it interesting that he would call, J.K. Rowling, a heinous loser behavior when she is just on top of the pile in terms of success.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's winning.
We can put whatever her opinions in life are. You cannot deny this woman's impact on culture, and her name will be remembered forever. And somebody like Pedro Pascal is going to attack her because she has one fucking opinion. This personifies the left right here. It really does.
This is going to be helpful for Gina's wrongful termination lawsuit, because if Pedro is wearing this trans slogan on his shirt at a Disney event, not just on his personal social media, do you think that is something she can use in her argument of like, oh, this person is, they're using their freedom of speech, but I can't.
I think it's going to be I don't think it can hurt necessarily, but I also don't know if it happening 5 years after the fact is going to have too much impact. I think much more relevant is the stuff that happened prior
during it.
His post, his direct posts.
Because Ryan, you said before that her case is essentially like sexual discrimination, male v female. But with Rachel Zegler, they sent someone across the country to talk to her to demand she took it down. They haven't done anything to this guy. We've heard absolutely no kind of repercussions from him. So it does come across that they are treating people differently.
Yes.
Depending on...
And we've brought it up before, but one of the most actionable things, I think, not being a lawyer, but have been in a couple courtrooms in my life, not for IP, that a marketing person from Disney went to the press, an official person from Disney, and basically called her abhorrent. Called her an abhorrent person, which put her on a blacklist, which kept her from getting work. And it doesn't matter how much money Gina has now, or it's about like
damages.
It's about damages and about and it did cost her roles. That's 100% cost her roles.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the leading actor in a whole, dedicated TV series.
The thing with Pedro specifically is that if you go to this post that was made, The person's calling out J.K. Rowling, and he's calling for a boycott of the Harry Potter TV series, which, look, Black Snape, I ain't happy about that shit. But he's calling for a boycott of the Harry Potter series. Don't watch the Harry Potter series on HBO or on Max. Pedro Pascal, even though he just got fucking killed off, is currently starring in a show for Warner Brothers on HBO and Max called The Last of Us. And he is in the comments supporting a call for a boycott against this company that he's working for.
Absolutely insane.
Similarly, a month ago or whatever, when Snow White was bombing and Rachel Zegler was getting called out by Disney and thrown on the bus and all this stuff, Pedro Pascal, who has 2 big movies and is going to be in Avengers Doomsday as well. He's in Fantastic Four, he's in Mandalorian and Grogu, who'll be in Avengers Doomsday, right? You have this big Disney star for you publicly supporting her in the midst of this fucking monumental travesty for your company, which was Snow White. And Pedro Pascal gets off scot-free for this.
What does he know? That's my question. Is what kind of dirt does he have?
He is willing to say all the right things.
I don't think Pedro has any. Kathleen Kennedy has a lot of information, but I don't think Pedro knows shit. I just think Pedro he ticks all the boxes, and he said, and he's ticks all the boxes, and he has the right talking points.
And he licks all the boxes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's interested in that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you see his outfit, Star Wars Celebration.
Pedro is so forgettable. I just don't care about him, and therefore his comments, even as stupid as they are, I forget him. The day after they come around. It's like he's a grey man. Disparu, you know what a grey man is from Wheel of Time.
A grey. Yeah. Or the silence in Doctor Who. There's a few things. The moment you turn away from him, you forget. You
forget about him.
Yeah. No, that's like he can act. Okay, fine. He's really good over in Martell, but he is nowhere. Like, he is not a movie star. He's not putting any butts in the seats, and it doesn't justify the amount of roles he is getting, and which is a lot. He has a really fucking good agent, and he's fucking Reed Richards, guys, the smartest man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The smartest man played by the dumbest man.
And if I never saw Pedro again, I would not miss him. I kind of prefer that.
To be fair, Patrick Stewart, not the sharpest tool in the shed, but can really pull it off in acting.
But I compare it to like actors from the 80s and 90s where you just wanted to see him in another role. Like, is Arnold Schwarzenegger going to make another action film? Where's the next Jackie Chan movie, right? You wanted to see these actors in future roles. Pedro,
you'd go see Twins after seeing a Terminator film. Like, you'd go see anything they were in.
Yep.
It didn't have to be another action film. You'd go see a comedy or whatever they did.
Jingle all the way.
If Pedro was never in another film again, I'd forget about him. I'd not care, and I'd probably be more.
The world would be a better place, to be honest with you.
The world would be a better place.
You don't have to wait. It will be the next thing that comes out. Yeah.
But
he will be in it.
I would like to bring up that, and Ryan's brought it up before, J.K. Rowling utterly silent on the fucking HBO series. Good or bad, not a fucking word. Isn't that weird?
Yep.
I guarantee they cast a trans person, she'd fucking talk about it. But to me, it's shocking, especially now that we have the official cast announcements, that she hasn't uttered a single word, which leads me to think that she's not really fucking involved in this.
No.
That's just guesses. We don't fucking know.
Or she's fine with it. I was gonna say, she is involved and she's totally fine with it.
Yeah, but then wouldn't she fucking talk about it?
Yeah.
Good point.
She'd be all, hey, this casting looks great. Let's go, guys.
I don't think she cares.
Yeah. Nothing.
Nope.
And
she's got her money. I don't think she cares.
doing
the thing is, look, Black Hermione is one thing, Black Snape is another. Even just the casting of Dumbledore and using an American as Dumbledore, that 8 years ago, if that had happened, J.K. Rowling would have been talking about that nonstop. Just because that was her like one fucking rule for the movies. One of the major rules for the movies was she did not want people who are not British acting in these movies. And for that to be the first casting that happens, already like one of those rules that existed before not happening, that in and of itself to me is it makes me wonder. I have no idea. We've heard a couple whispers from behind the scenes, but it's strange that she hasn't said a damn thing.
No, she's Gus Van Sant in Jant Silent Bob Strike Back when they're doing Goodwill Hunting 2. And he's all counting, Ben. I'm counting money. You guys don't remember it? You guys, none of you
I
get
remember
this fucking
that.
reference. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Gary's like, please laugh, please clap.
Please clap.
No, I love that movie.
I have a button for that. That's all she's doing is counting fucking money at this point. Moving on.
Please clap.
Please clap.
Pedro, you wonder if there's anyone like the Tom Cruise character in Tropic Thunder just pulling their hair out in the background, like wanting him to shut up, and you think, oh, not in this day and age. But then the Snow White actress, one of the producers flew to see her, didn't they? We only know about that because his son talked about it. So you wonder if behind the scenes, if people are pulling their hair out with this guy.
Well, interestingly enough, one of the reasons they were hesitant to step in initially with Rachel Zegler was because of the Gina lawsuit, right? Because they had all that stuff going on and they were worried about telling another actor not to post something. When they already have a lawsuit being filed, but then it got so fucking bad.
That's what makes it weirder. Is he's directly involved in that? He was her co-star on the same show.
Pedro gets it because he is diverse but still white passing.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
People are able to check a box. He's also probably a fucking queer, so check that one too.
He's a commie.
Right?
Check that box.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons that he is kind of in demand, because people can say it's a diverse casting without immediately offending people as a diverse casting. If that makes sense.
It does. That's why I got the role.
Ambiguous looking.
The issue they've got, though, with not calling him up publicly is it gives the idea that other actors can also do it. So Florence Pugh has already come out in an interview and just agreed with it and said it was a great message. She's really glad it's on the red carpet. And so they kind of do have to make not a statement, an example when somebody does this, that you can, like, you have to,
Disney,
when you're on the red carpet, keep it.
I'm sure that there's probably people okay. Disney has created this problem, so none of us have sympathy for them whatsoever, but they do probably want to dial it back a little bit, but they're trapped. They are trapped by their own employees. They're trapped by their industry and the culture that they have created. I mean, like, there's nothing they can do about it now. You can't, like, you got to rip it out root and stem, but that's their entire company.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.